I'd recognize that ponytail anywhere. That's David Zuckerman. Let's take a minute and talk to him at the Northfield Farmers Market.
Hey, David Zuckerman, how are you?
I'm good, Bob. Thanks for having me.
I am thrilled to be at where the heck are we? Northfield
Farmers Market in the Norwich Armory. And today's actually a great market. They do it once a month. But also today they're featuring a lot of renewable energy opportunities and public transportation discussions. So you've got farm table vendors, and you've also got energy and climate crisis policy tables here as well.
Well, that's actually why I came. I didn't even know the farmers market was happening.
Oh, yeah.
But it seemed like a good opportunity for folks to see what's going on and be exposed to electric cars and stuff. So
yeah, there's a few electric cars out front as well.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine with the Tesla out there, and boy,
they're a beautiful car.
It was
pricey, but they're pretty awesome.
It was, for real. So speaking of transportation, one of the reasons I wanted to snag you here was to talk about TCI, the Transportation and Climate Initiative,
sure.
Right?
Multi-state collaborative.
Yeah. So from where you are as a lieutenant governor and as a candidate for governor,
right.
What's your position on that? Where do we go with this?
Well, I think there's a couple factors that are pretty important for people to recognize, which is that if TCI goes forward with the big states,
yep,
then that price is going to get factored into all of our fuel throughout New England and the Northeast, whether or not Vermont joins or not. And so we're going to be paying for it. And so it seems to me that if we're going to be paying for it, we ought to join it so we can get the receipts from it as well.
Right.
And then I think it would be important that we make sure those receipts, first and foremost, are used to make sure folks in rural areas do get compensated for the added cost of their longer drives, and that working class folks who are struggling to pay their fuel bills don't get overly burdened by this, and that they get compensated. Then we can use the extra resources that are left for climate initiative processes as well. I happen to lean more towards a marginal income tax on the wealthiest, who have gotten a $200+ million tax break under the Trump administration. And we could use that money to build affordable housing throughout Vermont, to help working class people retrofit their homes with weatherization, to have working class people have opportunities to buy replacement vehicles that are more energy efficiency, so they'll save them money, and or solar or heat pumps so that their home heating and hot water could be more cost effective for them. So we should be taking resources, in my opinion, from those who have benefited for 40 years from Reaganomics and gotten obscenely wealthy,
right,
to pay in for our climate future. So I think both can happen, but with TCI it needs to be done in a way that makes sure working people aren't hit below the belt.
Town meeting, is on Tuesday coming up. So where are you going to be? What happens as a lieutenant governor?
Sure.
It's got to be a whirlwind, right? Do you
Well, it's a bit of a whirlwind. I mean, I'm not on the ballot on town meeting day. My elections are in the fall and with the primary in August. But on town meeting day, I'm going to be bouncing around mostly Chittenden County. I do live in Heinsberg, and at the end of the evening, I'm going to be up at Bernie Sanders' event in Essex Junction.
Yeah.
So I'll be sticking mostly up in that area. I'm going to visit about 4 or 5 different polling places and just say hello to folks, answer questions, be available to folks to hear what's going on at the State House, or have them give me information what they like and don't like. Take a little break in the middle of the day, go home and be with my family for a little bit as well. But
it's going to be a long day, for sure.
It's a long day.
Yeah.
And we're starting seeds this week on the farm. So I'm going to be working with my crew a little bit to just make sure that goes well with the onions at first.
So here we are at a farmer's market, and you're a farmer and have been for a long time. Last year, I remember you posting pictures of putting solar panels up on your place. How's that worked out? I mean,
it's worked out well. They've helped lower some of my bills quite a bit. I mean, it's a 8 to 10 year payoff till they finally are, completely paid off. But it's been great to have them. They do about 40% of the energy use on my farm. I'd like to do more, but that's all I could afford at the time. But they will pay off over time, and I'll hopefully put up more in a few years.
Cool. So planting, you said you're starting some seeds. What happens as the lieutenant governor? You must have like a crew of people that run the farm.
Right. We have a handful of year-round employees. They manage different sectors of the farm. Their hours in the winter usually cut back a little bit, just because they also work so darn hard during the summer. They do a lot more than 40 hours a week. So it's a balance of cash flow and giving everyone a little bit of a break. But we're starting to ramp up a little more, marketing our CSA, marketing what we do as a farm, as well as starting the seeds and getting the season started with both stuff in the ground in one high tunnel and seedling starts for the fields in the greenhouse.
Cool. I don't know how you do it all.
My family's amazing, my crew is amazing,
Yeah.
and I don't do as many recreational things as a lot of friends do, and sometimes I'm bummed out about that, but I also get a lot out of seeing people and talking with people at events like this.
You know, a couple minutes ago, I was watching you from a distance, talking with a couple, and you do look like you're right at home in that environment. I look forward to the fall to see where we go with all this.
It's going to be pretty exciting.
It's gonna be-
we got to
it's
get
gonna-
through August 1st.
We have a lot of work to
primary
do,
in
for
August.
real.
But and it's an uphill battle, but it's very much a winnable battle. A national pundit moved this race from likely Republican to lean Republican the week that I announced because of my historical vote totals relative to the governor and the grassroots support I have across the state. And this election being a presidential year, there's a lot of factors that make this very competitive.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the time to do this. Appreciate
Always,
it.
Bob. Appreciate
All right. Talk to you later.
Yeah.